Going in 3, 2, 1, go!
25.1 is open and ready for fitness. Haley Adams, Roman Krennikov, Austin Hatfield, and the return of the champ, Rich Froning, donning the Rocky Balboa American flag shorts, is in a open announcement for the first time in over 5 years.
Chase, I mean, I had to make my way right from the competition floor back to the booth, and these guys are already done the first round by the time I came back. So fast start from some of these athletes.
We've been talking about what the best approach is, and as we look at our recipe for success presented by Tempo, this is a battle of two strategies, bosses. I'm looking at the tortoise approach to this particular event, slow and steady early and then put the pedal down late.
Yeah, I gotta say, Chase, I think you're dead wrong. I think it's all about getting out in front and staying out in front. There's just no room with the pace of these movements to be trying to gain ground later on in the workout. So I think you got to establish a lead early and try to hang on and just see if you can maintain that pace.
Roman Krennikov to an early lead. We saw the same thing last year on the burpee pull-up workout, although I don't think it finished the way he wanted to. And with that 15-foot lunge, he is the tallest athlete in the field, standing at 6 foot tall, 5'7" across the board for the other three. So a little bit of help there for the walking lunge, but these burpees and these dumbbells are going to start to add up in a big way really early.
I don't know. You think that big man's putting that dumbbell down? You got another thing coming. There is no chance.
Just 90 seconds in. The hang, clean, and jerk. We haven't seen that all but one time in the open.
Yeah, a couple years back, pre-COVID, this was one movement that we pulled out. I'll say this time around, it's a little unique. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at the scorecard yet, you are not required to change arms. If you wanted to, you could do all of the reps on a single arm. You can change whenever you want, but it's really up to the athlete how they want to break that setup. You just owe the reps, and you can break it up on either arm. So it'll be interesting to see if the athletes develop a dominant hand strategy or if they try to keep it pretty balanced.
One thing we have seen is that this rep scheme is a familiar rep scheme when it comes to the open itself, the ascending threes. We've seen that with thrusters and pull-ups. We've seen that with clean and jerks and toes to bar. But in those instances, it's only been for 7 minutes at a time. We've now doubled that time frame for these athletes and this rep scheme.
100%, Chase. And this is one of those workouts where you're doing it right now. You look at the clock and you think, oh my goodness, only 2.5 minutes down. What have I got myself into? But later in the workout, that's going to reverse. You get into some of those bigger sets and all of a sudden time gets eaten up. But in the beginning, it's a bit of a gut check because, man, there's more time than you think you need.
Rich Froning back in live competition for the first time since 20.1 open announcement. Haley Adams, this is her first time, and you talk about strategies, Boz, and that Rich doing it alternating every arm, Haley opting for using one side versus the other. There's no standard as far as how you switch back and forth.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that's going to come into effect, I think, deeper in the workout when fatigue's starting to build in. Athletes might start second-guessing one of those arms, and maybe the other one's a little fresher. But, man, I love what's going on here between Austin and Roman, just neck and in sync, and also right on top of each other. I think that's so cool about the Open is that it's a little bit more intimate for some of these competitive outlets like this. And, I mean, these guys are literally right on top of each other, which is really fun to watch.
We're not even 4 minutes into this 15-minute AMRAP. Roman had a bit of a misstep, and by the way these athletes have been rep for rep, as you said, Boz, is that any little misstep, any little no rep, and particularly on the lunge, because it's a 15-foot straight lunge before you turn around. If there's a misstep or no rep there, they've got to start that 15 feet all the way over.
Yeah, it's a costly no rep. And I mean, we were straight up with the athletes when we talked to them about this. It's like, look, you're probably not going to win it or lose it on those lunges.
Yeah.
Make sure you stand it up. It is not worth having to go back and do something for these athletes as trivial as the lunges. So yeah, just make sure you're standing them up. Shouldn't have a problem.
Austin Hatfield to your right. Just a half a second lead on Roman Krennikov.
Roman with that sneaky step on the last lunge to just even up the gap. He can just kind of use that height to his advantage. Pretty cool.
And Boz, is your fast early prediction seems to be the path to go as we are approaching the 5-minute mark. We have 10 minutes remaining, and those 10 minutes are going to be a grueling 10 minutes as the reps continue to grow for the lateral burpees over the dumbbell and the dumbbell clean and jerks.
Yep, I am curious to see how the champ strategizes the back half of this. I mean, if there's one thing that Rich is known for, being able to maintain a consistent output for just an inhuman amount of time, that's kind of his wheelhouse. So I don't know. I still wouldn't count him out. I know that Roman and Austin have kind of established themselves here, but Rich could do it. He does have those shorts on the side.
Rich is 9 reps behind. You look at the top part of your screen, and that's your leaders approaching the 125 mark. They finished the round of 18 burpees and are on the 18 dumbbell hang clean to overhead.
Yeah, and that's where this workout really starts to slow down a little bit. It's a bit of a false sense of security on the first few rounds when things are just moving so quickly. But the bigger sets, that's going to start to separate the wheat from the chaff.
Number to get to is 136.
Not a lot of switching hands here. These guys are taking big bites before they put that dumbbell down or switch. Austin making a move.
Austin Hatfield moving a little quicker on the burpees. And actually 5 seconds faster for his time split on that round of 18. So Austin Hatfield on the left is starting the round of 21.
Uh-oh.
And Roman, there's that no rep, as you said, Boz. It's the distance doesn't increase on the lunge, therefore its value decreases as the reps increase for the other ones, and that little misstep can be a big factor between Roman and Austin.
And I gotta say, before that no rep call, I saw Roman being a little slow back to the dumbbell there. Austin was completely the opposite. As soon as his last lunge was completed, he was a quick turn right back down to the dumbbell, so he's still in attack mode. So I don't know, this might be the defining moment where he pulls ahead and just can't be caught.
Approaching the 7-minute mark, we're in the round of 21 burpees over the dumbbell. Once Austin Hatfield is done, he'll move to the dumbbell hang clean and jerks. And Boz, here's that no rep on the right side of your screen between Roman Karenikov.
Yeah, he looks disappointed by that. I missed it on the replay there, so I'm not quite sure what the issue was.
Austin Hatfield onto the dumbbell, 21 reps, 50 pounds is the weight. Leading with 167 reps. The number to get to is 180. Before he moves to that walking lunge again, Rich Froning, your 4-time individual CrossFit Games champ, 6-time team CrossFit Games champ. One of the greatest ambassadors in the sport, but now one of the best ambassadors in CrossFit in general. It's just 3 reps behind Roman after that misstep.
Yeah, it looks like he and Roman are going to be duking it out, though. Austin pulling ahead. That's quite a few reps to try to make up in a workout like this. So I don't know, man. My strategy of getting out in front, it might pay dividends.
Yes.
Let's see. I mean, Austin's got to hang on. We're just over the halfway mark.
Got
so
7 minutes to see if that fast and furious starts holds true. Austin Hatfield, your leader.
And he seems like he is speeding up on that return lunge. I think he knows there's blood in the water, and all he's got to do is just keep widening that gap.
24 lateral dumbbell burpees. And Boz, we've got the battles of strategy seems to be paying off in your favor, but Rich Froning is pulling up into second on Roman Karenikov.
There we go. I think we got to make it a global thing, Chase. Team Fast and Furious or Team Slow and Steady? It seems like Fast and Furious is the team to be on right now.
Rich Froning slowly starting to try to reel in Austin Hatfield. Austin Hatfield's last shouldered overhead, he was about 5 seconds faster per set. That last set, Rich closed the gap by 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's interesting. Froning's picking up the pace on these burpees, too. He is starting to get a little bit lower, starting to get that footwork a little faster. Austin was slowing down for a moment there. Even though he finished that set ahead, I think Froning had the faster cycle rate.
Now the battle between Roman and Froning. They are about rep for rep there.
Haley choosing an interesting strategy over there on the left side of your screen. She is doing a change out after every repetition. So that's kind of interesting. I would think that most athletes would probably try a big bite on one side, and once they start to feel some fatigue, switch it out. But she seemed really comfortable with that alternating. So I'm curious to see why she chose that strategy. I'd love to pick her brain about that after.
Austin Hatfield alone on the dumbbell in the round of 24. The number to get to is 230, and Rich is solidly in second. 18 reps behind Hatfield. We have 5 minutes remaining. After the round of 24, we'll move to the round of 27. The walking lunge will stay the same.
This is the part. We've got 5 minutes left. The scorecard officially maxes out on the round of 30. Not to say the athletes have to stop there, but that's what's on the scorecard. I wonder if we're going to see somebody blast through that in this particular showing. I mean, Hatfield's looking like he's on pace.
Last shoulder overhead took Austin Hatfield just under 1 minute, 59 seconds. And where Austin is making up the most time is these burpees, as he is already back to the dumbbell. Roman Krennikov in the green shorts, trying to hold off the champ Rich Froning. He's now 3 reps behind. Top part of your screen, Austin Hatfield leads at 240 reps.
And this is the mental battle here. When you have somebody that comes around in that round, they get back to the same movement that you've just been chipping away at. That's when it can be a little demoralizing. And you've got to really ask yourself, do I keep my foot on the gas, or do you just concede at that point that this is kind of your position?
Austin Hatfield on the burpees for the round of 27. Rich Froning on the right side of your screen starting his burpees. He's behind by 19 reps on Austin Hatfield. Roman Krennikov is done.
Rich using that championship footwork there, the little Rocky Balboa shuffle to get over the dumbbell. Barely getting over, but still getting over.
Austin Hatfield's done with his burpees. 27 reps at a hang clean and jerk.
Wow, I mean, he's got so much time. I think he's going to annihilate that 30-round scorecard max. Oh, that's great to see.
3 minutes left to go, just past the 12-minute mark. Austin Hatfield leads the 4 athletes. Rich Froning in the American flag, red, white, and blue. Sitting in second.
Curious to your approach, Chase. You know, you have these alternating dumbbells. That's such a staple in CrossFit workouts. It's not often you get to do a bunch of work on one arm. Do you think that's why Haley's more comfortable with that switch?
Yeah, letting the shoulders rest a bit in between reps. It just kind of depends on cycle rate too. Are you a little quicker keeping it on one arm versus the other? Haley Adams working through her set of 24.
Classically stoic Haley, just can't tell how hard she's working. Just one expression the whole time.
Hatfield is done.
Oh. My goodness.
And Hatfield's split between the burpees and the dumbbell work have been almost identical. 1 minute and 9 seconds for the 27 burpees, 1 minute and 7 seconds for the dumbbell, and now Hatfield is on the round of 30 with 2 minutes left to go.
So impressive. I don't know if he's going to have quite enough time to get through that round of 30, but man, he's going to get deep in there.
Roman Krennikov and Rich Froning in second and third, but Rich has opened up an 8-rep lead on Roman Krennikov.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any way that Roman's getting that back from the champ now that he's got out in front a little bit.
Austin Hatfield onto the 30 burpees. The number to get to is 348, currently sitting at 303.
Hatfield still looking springy as Rich starts his descent down the field to start entering that round of 30. We'll see how far he can get before he runs out of time. 1 minute remaining.
Rich is done with the round of 27, and he's in the round of 30. 318 is the number to get to for Austin Hatfield to finish his 30 reps.
Starting to slow down, looking a little labored on that dumbbell. We can tell we're in the last stages of this workout. These guys have been grinding for almost 15 minutes now. No signs of slowing down. So impressive. Austin through those burpees.
30 seconds remaining for Austin Hatfield. Switching arms for the first time. Got a no rep. Got a pass to the shoulder. Rich Froning on the right, 23 reps back, working through his final 30 burpees. remaining. Took 10th last year as a rookie. In 2024, in 2025, he starts it off with an open announcement win. Austin Hatfield takes 25.1.